It was the biggest trial in Guatemala's history, and the first time a former head of state was convicted of genocide in his own country. Former dictator Efrain Ríos Montt was sentenced to 80 years in prison for the massacre of more than 1,700 Ishimaya people during Guatemala's 36-year civil war. But a day after the historic ruling, there are those in Guatemala still demanding that justice be served. Benjamin Jeronimo was a teenager when 30 years ago the army attacked his community, killing hundreds. 14 members of his family were killed, and while he speaks on behalf of the victims, he's still too afraid to stay in one place for too long.
This is a start, but the defense lawyers will begin a fight and file a mountain of injunctions to annul the process. So while we consider this decision a step towards justice, we want the conviction to stick.
It might be quiet now, but this was the scene of much excitement on Friday. And with appeals, injunctions, and talk of reparations, this court's work is far from finished.
Political scientist Jo Marie Burt, who followed the trial, says it's now vital that the international community continues to monitor this case.
Sometimes there's a tendency to focus on the big fish. Right? We've got Ríos Montt, we've got Fujimori, we've got Videla. But there are so many other cases that are some of their families and victims who are searching for justice, and I think it's very important that those processes continue to move forward.
The hope is now that other people further down the chain will also be brought to justice, helping to finally close the darkest chapter in Guatemala's history. David Mercer, Al Jazeera, Guatemala City.